Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. Today I am giving you my 5-month post-surgery update with my whole entire arm surgery, and I'm going to tell you guys all the details. I know a lot of you have been here from the time that I broke my wrist back in January, then when I got surgery in February, and some of you guys are going through similar things, so I want to give you the details on how recovery is going and how I am today 5 months later. So if you haven't seen my original video on what happened to my arm, on January 9th I was rollerblading and I fell and I broke my wrist. They put me in a cast, but there was a lot of numbness, so 3 weeks later they realized I actually had carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel going on, so they wanted to go in and do surgery for everything to fix the break and to get everything back to normal. Surgery was February 4th and I was in physical therapy until May 20th. Today is Saturday, June 12th, so I'm officially 5 months post-op, but right after surgery was really hard. The first 24 to 48 hours, there was a lot of pain going on to the point where I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. The specific surgeries I got was a carpal tunnel release, a cubital tunnel release, and I got a plate and 13 screws in my wrist right here to put the break and everything back together in the proper place. Thankfully, all of my stitches were dissolvable, so I didn't have to go back in to get my stitches removed. But it is crazy when it starts getting itchy and tight, you can feel everything healing itself. I won't lie though, recovery was really hard. For the first full month, my boyfriend was here taking care of me, feeding me, cooking, doing everything around the house, taking my dog for a walk, taking care of him. I really couldn't do much. It was very hard. I could barely bend my wrist the first few weeks, and of course that's what physical therapy is going to help you with, but at home you have to do all of the exercises that your doctor and physical therapist tells you to do, because that's the only way you're going to get your flexibility back. It was really crazy at first though, the lack of movement and the swelling. My whole arm and wrist, it was so swollen, but just remember all of that heals with time. It is now June for me and I have 0 swelling, and I want to show you guys the progress. So here's the wrist and arm I had surgery on, and here now I can bend it like this. So I can bend all the way back now. It can bend most of the way forward. This one is a little bit more flat, and that's something I'm still working on, getting that piece all the way flat. It's actually within normal limits. That's why they let me leave physical therapy. It's all within normal limits. So this flexibility is wild. So I used to do a lot of these exercises too, and that feels a lot better. One thing that still feels weird is where I got the carpal tunnel surgery done. Right here is the scar. This still feels a little bit weird, and I'm thinking maybe it's because there's some scar tissue there, but what I do for that is I work on it myself. I massage it out and I try to make sure I'm touching it, that it's touching other things, because the issue here is the nerves were so sensitive and it wasn't used to being like touched. Obviously it was wrapped up for a while, so getting that feeling back where it's not uncomfortable to do things, and when I go like this it just still feels a little bit weird. I would say I am 98% back to where I was before in terms of the elbow surgery. Everything is perfectly fine. This was the least hardest one to work on, and I want to show you quickly the progress of my scars. I have been using these scar patches, and I'll also link them down below, but these I love more so than the first patches I was using because they stay on for way longer. So they look like this when they come. They're very big, and for like this scar right here, just cut a piece of this. So this one actually is for my hand, and I've had these now for I think at least a month, and I haven't had to buy a new pack yet, which is really good. So you can reuse these. I take them off to work out and to shower so they don't get wet. Okay, so we're gonna get a close up here on the scars. Something really important to remember about your scars is to keep them out of the sun. So these patches I wear when I'm outside at the beach. It's really important to cover them, and you can kind of see a tan line here as well. So this is the wrist scar. You can still feel it a little bit, and it kind of goes down like on a diagonal. But for the most part, it's looking really, really good. Here is the carpal tunnel scar. Again, like I showed you guys before. This one I'm still working on the scar tissue, and then this was my cubital tunnel surgery scar. And this is still a little bit discolored. You can see this one, it's not as purple. This one is a little bit darker. So again, I just make sure I wear my patches. And if you have your scars in the sun, that's when they can get discolored and they're not going to blend back into your skin like we're hoping for. That's really all I'm doing for scar management. I've used aloe vera also because I have a plant here. Making sure, of course, all the incisions and everything you keep clean when you shower. Just make sure you use soap on them, and also keeping everything hydrated. Next, I want to get into the pain and when it stopped hurting. So it stopped hurting really after a couple weeks. Of course, the worst pain is right in the beginning, right after surgery. But for me, distractions really help, like watching TV or FaceTiming my friends, or I like to do things on Pinterest. I like to create mood boards for interior design. So I started doing a few other things that just kept my mind off of the constant pain. Also, just remember that it will go away. Surgeries like this, they are meant for you to heal completely. So as long as I kept remembering that, I just knew that it would be over at some point. And I was actually in physical therapy for a while, so I want to share that when I first got surgery, my surgeon told me I will be in physical therapy for 6 weeks. After those 6 weeks, my physical therapist said you need another 6 weeks, and then it went on from there. So I was there from February 4th to May 20th. So just listen to your physical therapist, or at least for me, I had a specialized hand therapist. And of course, they're not going to let you leave until everything looks good. At the end, I was doing push-ups every single day. I'm still doing push-ups today to build up my strength. So they're really gonna get you back to where you were before, or really, really close to that. About a month ago, I was cleared to start volleyball again. I love beach volleyball and I play about once a week here. So that was a little bit scary at first, and definitely something in your mind to get over. I was really, really babying my arm and my hand. I was nervous. I didn't want anything to touch it, anything to hit it. But my physical therapist said she's never seen someone come in re-breaking or re-hurting something that they were already in for, especially something like this where you get a plate and screws. She's like, you're good, nothing bad is going to happen. So in that sense, it's just a mindset thing that we have to work through. I'm fully cleared for all activities, and I've gotten back to working out, strength training, working out my arms, my upper body fully again. I can actually do the same weight in this hand as in this hand. So like I said, it feels 98% back to normal. The one thing I haven't tried that I used to do is surfing. I used to surf. I was never the best surfer, but it was so fun for me to do in the summer, and I have a surfboard here. But I'm only concerned about having to paddle. I don't want my arm to get tired out, and then having to push myself up on the board. Just having all of that be in the ocean, I know it's a mindset thing that I have to work through, and I think I'll start slowly just getting back out on the board and maybe just like laying on it or something, but working up to your fears. But working up to that is something that I know I can get over. I just have to start. So the last tip I want to leave you guys with is in terms of flexibility. If you have a wrist issue, you broke your wrist, or if you've gotten the same surgery, what helped me with this flexibility is using a heating pad. So at the edge of the couch, I would lean my hand over the couch like this and use a heating pad wrapped around my wrist and just work on bending it. So that was that flexibility right there. And clearly I think it's helped a lot. And then you can also do it the other way. I also did this movement a lot to work on this flexibility, and it's really great because that force can really push it back. I hope this helped you if you're going through anything like this, or you know someone going through it and you're trying to support them. This was my 5-month post-surgery update video. This will also be my final one because again, I am fully out of recovery. I'm cleared for all activities, but if you have any questions about the recovery, tips, the surgery, feel free to comment below. I will respond to every single comment because this was really serious for me. I had never broken a bone. I had never gotten a surgery like this, and before my surgery, I was looking up all type of videos on this and people's experience. I just wanted to know what to prepare for. But remember, you will heal. You will heal completely. Everything will feel so good. Just make sure you do those exercises, everything that your doctor, your surgeon, and your physical therapist are telling you to do. Keep that strong mindset and you got this. If you're still here at the end, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week for another one.